I believe that one of the greatest challenges a mother can face is making sure that her home is a place of lavish yet sincere encouragement. All of my children were extremely verbal in the home, and someone was always giving a strong opinion, making a request, or stating a fact from their perspective, of course. I'm an introvert by nature, so the constant communication tested my patience on many days. When the barrage of words in my home reached a fever pitch and an accusatory tone arose, I'd raise both hands in the air, which my children knew was a signal for, "Be quiet, right now, not one more word." And into the silence, I would then calmly remind them, in this house, we build up. We do not tear down. I would say to my children, were those building words or destructive words? Perhaps you'd like to begin again. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11 says, "Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you also are doing." You know, there were days when I had to be firmer in my approach. And in those moments, I said, you may not say another word to your brother or your sister until it is a word of encouragement. I was determined that our home would never lose its vision or purpose, which was to be a place of unconditional love and sweet encouragement. I also wanted to prepare my children for their own home someday, in which they would discover the joy that only a foundation of encouragement offers. If our family had a theme scripture, it was probably Hebrews 3:13. But encourage one another every day, as long as it is still called today. This particular verse became our theme, our motto, and was one of our oft-quoted scriptures around the table, at bedtime, in family devotions, and during moments of play. When I asked my children, okay, what day is it? They knew the only possible answer was, it's today, which meant that it was time to encourage someone in our midst. We made it a delightful goal to encourage grandparents with homemade cards, neighbors with garden flowers, and the neighborhood kids with cookies and juice. I knew that our home would never be the wealthiest home on the block, but that we could be the most encouraging home in the neighborhood. I believe firmly that our words have unseen power. When we use our words as a source of encouragement, we're partnering with God in impacting a life for the better. My children were reminded that we were a family that was called to encourage others every day. I would tell them, be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. And when I was tucking each one in at night, I would often ask, tell me, who did you encourage today? It's a question that never grows old. So let me ask you, who did you encourage today?